have a uh,
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
You're kind of going in and out, so I don't know if I'm not sure if you're speaking, but I can't hear you anymore. All right, cool. I just want to make sure I'm good. Okay, go ahead. All right. Kelvin, I think you end up going mute. All right, so Alex, I'll get to you in a second. So to answer Mr. Abajide's question, so there is a Google form, right? Which is the form I was showing you guys here. That's like a Google form that everyone will use to sign up, right? There's two sessions, free. I mean, there's two type of ways you can join. Free, you watch on YouTube. Paid, you get the Zoom link. And the only difference is on on the YouTube live, you'll just be asking your questions if you have any questions through the comments, right? I mean, it's not really um I mean, that's what I'm saying. You have to just know what you're doing. So it's not like I'm just going to stop what I'm doing to go check YouTube live if you are running into any questions. Or the videos will be recorded. So if you at some point maybe make a mistake, couldn't follow along anymore, you can go back and watch it, right? And the paid one will pretty much be the same, pretty much what you guys have now with with the mentorship thing, right? So it's pretty much the same thing. We just use like a Zoom link to join. Then we'll complete the project. If you have any questions, you ask your questions. So that's the only difference, right? Um, so here they'll just complete this form, right? So this form, you can see here, it has responses. So when people complete it, I'll be able to see their response here. So I'll be able to know who is joining through, who wants to be on the free version versus the paid version, so I can coordinate with everyone accordingly, right? Um, and pretty much it says all that stuff here. Uh, Pretty much the difference between free free and paid, right? But
Hey,
I can add more details to it.
Easy,
And
you're not sharing.
I'm not. I thought I was
No.
sharing. I'm sorry. Oh well. Uh, oh yeah. I think I'm sorry. Thank you. All right. Okay. So yeah, this is the form. Sorry. So the form everyone will complete here. It has the classes, the class time, which is going to change. It's just something a placeholder for now. Um, how you can join, either free on YouTube, you watch through YouTube Live, or if you want the Zoom link, then that's the paid one. And for the paid one, it is just pretty much the same pro thing you guys are in now. So there's nothing extra that I'm doing,
It's more or
right?
less they are joining the bootcamp, right? For the Zoom link, right?
So,
It's just like joining the bootcamp for the paid one. Okay.
exactly,
Yeah, that's what I
exactly.
want to know. Yeah, so that if you are okay.
Exactly. So if you are joining that, right,
Mm-hmm.
it is actually even cheaper now because I pretty much just made everything really cheap, right?
Okay.
Honestly. So it is here, if you click here, that is the price, right? So that's the price for pretty much, and you still have access to all the projects on the site for 1 year, right? Um, yeah, so that's that, right? And yeah, you just fill your name, email, and so on. The only thing I'm asking is if you haven't completed the cloud practitioner and solutions architect, don't join. First, complete those projects. Then once you want complete those courses on Udemy, just to get your initial experience. Once you have that initial experience, then on the next go round, you can join. So if you're telling anyone and they don't have any experience, as far as for, and I'm talking, you can see, yeah, I said absolute beginner. I mean, absolute beginner, someone that don't even know. what an EC2 S3 is, which is fine. So the best place to start is the Udemy courses for cloud practitioner and solutions architect. Once they've completed that, then they can join on the next time we start, not the next project session, but when we start all over again at project one, they can join. And anyone that is part of the first thing can join as many times as they want. So it's not like once you join the first time, then the next time. I feel like I have enough room to accommodate everyone. So if you want to rejoin next time, you can do that as well. So yes, I just have some basic questions here, and it's not too much. It's just like a pretty easy form to fill. So once I get all the responses, then I'll coordinate with everyone. Then I will once the date is finalized, I'll be able to send everyone an email. And even the people that wants to join for free, I'll still email them the details on what the time is when they can join. And if there is like a YouTube live link that they can use to join every time, I would send them the link. So that's pretty much the information. Did I answer you guys' question?
Oh yes, you did. You did.
Okay.
So it's not going to be an interrupted session, so to say. You just go ahead and do your teaching, your presentation, your teaching, and everything like that.
Mhm.
Got
So
you.
it is also a session where you guys can follow along. So because I want us to work on the project together. So and I mean you can interrupt me, that's fine. But I just don't want it to be I don't want it to be
Okay, just
I don't
pure
want it to be a
basic.
session where we just that we
Where you
are
where
we
you're
get
asking
derailed
beginners
from.
question.
Exactly. I just don't want it to be a session where, yeah, we are derailed from actually completing our project and we are going on a deeper end of answering basic questions of stuff. So it's more of a session for people that are trying to build their hands-on skills.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. So, so that's pretty much my idea for it for now. And I feel like even when we make it that way, we can help as many people and it will make this session go much smoother and faster. So
Yeah, you have Mr. Emmanuel.
yeah, so Alex, I think Alex, and Mr. Emmanuel, I'll get to you next. Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, easy. I just wanted to make two suggestions, right?
Sure.
First one being time difference. Yeah. So you have to take that into consideration, right? If you start, because I see this one that you wrote Wednesday. I know this is not the time that you want to do it.
Mhm.
6 p.m. Eastern time for us is 11 p.m. at night, and that's even going to go 1 hour more.
Mhm.
The clocks are going forward. That's 12 midnight.
Mhm.
So you have to take that into consideration.
Sure.
So
Sure.
weekdays might be out of it because obviously you're working in the weekday.
Mhm. Yeah.
So anytime your time, 6 p.m. is 11 p.m. for us,
Sure.
12 p.m. at night. So take that into consideration anyway when you're thinking about the time.
Sure.
Secondly, also with the method of doing the lessons, I think basically what you should do is set some rules, right? Um, when you're doing the live sessions, maybe after 30 minutes, you have a window where people can ask questions for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Yeah. And then you close that window again and then you continue so that you don't get interrupted. Because it's if we don't, and then it has to be not just anybody just asking. It has to be if you want to ask a question, raise your hands, and then you just follow the sequence of the people that raise their hands. Because
Sure.
if you don't get that right, you're always going to continuously be interrupted.
Sure.
So yeah, so it's always good to say, okay, after 30 minutes, we do a live a quick 15 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes, I don't know, where you can ask questions. And then you go back and do another 30 minutes. And then you do another 15 minutes of asking questions to
Correct.
answer anybody's questions that they want to bring up. I think that would make it a little bit smoother.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, thank you. So yes, so that's why I said, you are right. So weekdays might actually be out of the question, which is why I was saying maybe more of weekends. So I even notice on weekends it is more of Friday evening, and even if I do Friday evening, it will still be like you said, 11 p.m. UK time. So maybe weekend it is looking like more of like a Saturday and Sunday, and maybe Friday. On Friday, I can probably reduce the time, but I don't want to say I don't want to commit to a earlier time on Friday just now because I'm home temporarily for paternity leave. One has to say once I start work back, I won't be busy around Friday, earlier Friday if I commit to that time. So that's why I really don't want to do anything early than 6 p.m. on Friday. So most likely it'll probably be Saturday, then Sunday. So I think those 2 days I'm very flexible on Saturday. We're already here on Saturdays anyway, then we can do Saturdays and Sundays. So maybe we can dedicate 1 week to each project. So we do Saturdays, a project on Saturday. We do the project on Saturday, then Sunday we kind of like go over the projects and it can be Q&A, and we can whatever loose end we need to fix with that project, doubts we need to clear, we can do that. So because I feel like maybe Saturdays might be better because then it will just be one, because I feel like for each project we can complete it in one session. So Saturdays will probably work best for everyone. And Sundays will be more of like clean up the loose ends and also answering any questions you guys may have. And if there's a project that, because I know when we do the Terraform project, those will spill into multiple days. So, but when we get there, we'll address it. So I think thank you, that will work better. And also for the Q&A, yes, I can probably do what you said, maybe every couple of minutes, maybe every 10, 15 minutes, stop, ask question. Or what do you guys think about once, let's say we launch a VPC, we create a VPC, for example. After I've created it, then after that is when I'll leave room for asking questions. Then once we do that, then we'll go on to launching an institute after I've created, then leave room for ask question. We can do it by time. What I'm saying is we can do it by time, and we can also do it by each resources I created, right? And the reason why I'm only doing it this way, where I don't want anyone just interrupting to ask question randomly, is because so that when you guys go and watch the playback, it is easier for you to watch. And when I go back to edit the video, I can even edit the playback videos for you. Those times where I'm leaving between the sessions for Q&A, I can cut those times out for those that are not and just put it at the end of the video instead of it leaving it between the video. So that way, whoever is going back to watch it will still have a smooth experience just watching it from resource to resource. So I like what Alex said. Alex's idea is doing it by time. I think the time will be better because if I teach for 30 minutes, then even when I go back to edit the video, I know what points in the video where I dedicated to the Q&A I can cut out. So even if it takes me longer to help someone for the playback, I can cut those time periods out. So I
Are
think
you
that
going to troubleshoot during the Q&A, because that is going to take, you have to like decide that. So,
excuse me.
are you going to troubleshoot during the Q&A? You have to determine that, because that takes a long time too. In case if
Yeah,
someone like
so
having troubles.
yeah, so during the Q&A, yes, I will troubleshoot. So maybe I can dedicate 10, 15 minutes to it, right? So I'm anticipating do when we start the project, it wouldn't be that bad, right? So I can dedicate 10, 15, 20 minutes to it. Once the video is recorded, right, I can still cut. Even if I spend 30 minutes there, I can cut that part out. What I don't want is like when you guys watch the playback, that all the Q&A is mixed with the actually building the project. You understand? So if during the Q&A I'm dedicating time to helping, and we're actually resolving those issues while you guys are there, that is fine. Because we are there for that set time anyway, so that's fine. What I care more about is like asking random questions while we are building the project, because when someone is watching the playback, it won't be easy for them to follow. So I mean, like adding this type of structure is more for like the playback or those that wants to rewatch it. I think that's where you will see the most benefit. Um, yeah. So thank you, Alex. Mr. Emmanuel, go ahead.
Please, can I see you briefly after the meeting? Just briefly, I won't take time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Thank you.
No problem, sir. Kyobi, go ahead. I think you might be on mute.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think it's good now. Yeah, my question is about the time for the project. I think since you are sending out you are sending not a survey, I think it might also be good to include like the time in it so that the people can choose like what time will work best for them, and based on that you can
Oh, that
make
is
a
perfect.
decision.
That is true. That is
What do
true.
you think? Okay.
No, it's a good idea. So I'll include a time there, like multiple different time periods that works for me, and I think it's gonna work for everyone. So yeah, that's a good idea. I would include it there, and based on whatever everyone pick, at least you guys will have an idea. And based on what people pick, I can kind of have an idea what people are looking at. So that's a good idea. Most likely, it's gonna be on Saturdays now. I mean, after just even speaking with Alex and people in different time zone. Um, yeah, so most likely it would be just a second. Um, yeah, most likely it will be on Saturday. So most likely it will be on Saturday, but I'll still give everyone the opportunity to um pick what time might work better for them. But I think everyone can be flexible enough to dedicate Saturdays, because it will be, even if we work for 2 to 4 hours on Saturday, we can complete each project. The only ones that will probably take multiple sessions is the Terraform project and maybe the CI/CD project. Okay. I think someone else had their hand raised. Oh, Captain, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Good day, and thank you. So, please, two things. First, I'll just plea as a humble plea that Sundays, if we can take Sundays out, I really appreciate that. That is all. And second, whether we are already in this group, are we to pay for this program, or is for the new people to pay? Thank
No,
you.
you guys that are here, you don't have to pay. So you're already here. The
Okay,
only thing
thank you
is
very
like,
much.
so if you don't have an active, let's say you don't have an active an active subscription to the program, yes, you can renew your subscription and have it active. But if you already have an active one, you don't have to pay. No. And
Okay, thank
it's
you.
also for those that are interested in joining. So it'll be really good. I
Okay.
feel like it'll be worth everyone's time. I've done this before many times, and I had fun doing it. It's just like I got burnt out. But I think now
Mm.
I'm excited to redo the projects with you guys
Okay.
again.
All right.
So I think
I'm interested anyway, but please consider Sunday out.
okay. I mean, yes. So like I said, I understand. And being that most people that I teach anyway are Africans, and Africans are very religious. So I know Sundays might be, people have to go to church or whatever the case may be. So most likely when we do the project, it will be on Saturday. It is sounding like Saturday is the day that works best for everyone. And the projects are not long. They are not projects that should take us multiple days to do, right? They are very straight to the point project. Even when we build our VPC, right? By the time we for the static website, when we go to the dynamic website, we are not building the VPC all over again. So we will just use the VPC and start launching our resources for that in it. So the project shouldn't take more than, if we dedicate Saturdays to it, and we can just pick what time on Saturdays we want to start that work best for everyone. And yeah, we'll just dedicate 2 to 4 hours to it. We'll get it done. We'll get each project done. And for the projects like Terraform that is going to take longer, we will just do those. We'll just do those and do those as they come. Maybe it will take us 2-3 weeks to get them done, and that's fine. So it definitely sounds like Saturdays, but I will still give listed times for everyone to pick. So I agree with you. More sounds like I probably won't do any project on Sunday, but it'll be Saturdays. All right.
Aziz, there is nobody else. Anybody still raising up their hands? Sorry, this question came up right now.
Sure.
So as soon as we get into the month that you are going to start this, of course, I'm looking forward to it. What happens if one of your students happen to have a question for any particular project that they are kind of working on? You see how I asked for help last weekend, and I share my screen and you walk me through, that kind of a thing. So how are you going to be able to do that since this is going to be on Saturday as well? Are you going to kind of have different arrangement for such students? So that is just the question that, came to my mind right now. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. So thank you. That's a good question. So now I need to type that down so I can have a list of do's and don'ts. Right. So that way, I mean, like just having a list of expectation stuff, right? So that's a really good question. So for students that are just working on their own, that are working on different projects, it will still be the same thing. So whatever project we are working on is what we are focusing on, right? So the questions will be limited to that project alone. If someone has a different questions about a different project, they should just coordinate with me or let me know. You see, it can be as simple as when the session is over, do you have time to meet with me? I can coordinate with them. Since I'm on live there, because sometimes with the Slack, it might take me a while to get to it. Just get my attention there. And you saw when Mr. Emmanuel said, oh, can I speak to you after class? And it could be just like that. Then once the session is over for the day, I can coordinate with that person to answer any questions they have on that project. And again, it is just solely based on the playback. So because when I post the playback for the projects, right? Because I'm going to probably go back and edit the video. And when I post the playback, I want it to be very easy for you guys to follow. Because if you are watching a video when you are watching the video, I don't want it to be 4 hours long, even though we'll be there for 3 to 4 hours. And 2, if you are watching a couple of hours long video and while you are trying to launch an EC2, I'm interrupted to answer questions for like 10 minutes, you lose interest in it. So that's why I just want it to be as smooth as possible. It's mainly solely for you guys. If it was up to me, I don't care if you guys interrupt me here and there, but it's solely based on the playback, because all the playbacks from the video, I can edit them properly and even use it to update some of the courses in our program. So that's the only reason why I'm doing it this way. But yes, if someone has any question, they will just have to coordinate with me and I'll answer their question at a different time.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Does anyone else have any question? Okay.
Aziz, I'll catch up with you next week by God's grace. I got to leave. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Yeah.
Have a good weekend. Bye.
Sure.
Okay. So that's pretty much the plan. I should get this information out this week, and you guys feel free to share it with as many people as you want to share it too. And the only thing I ask is just please remember, just tell them that what I expect from them to start. It is not it is a session where we are actually working on building our hands-on skills and learning the DevOps tools. So it is not a session for absolute beginners. So just please mention that to them. Um, other than that, yes, please feel free. And they will have access. Also, they will have the same, they'll get the course material, everything. The same thing you guys that are in the paid section will get is what those that are watching for free will get as well. The only difference is the paid people would have access to the Zoom. You'll be able to ask questions, troubleshoot, and every other stuff that comes with our Zoom thing, even if it's like the investing thing, which is like on the tangent, but pretty much everything else that comes with um our Slack, being part of the Slack channel, then they get access to that. Yeah, so that's my idea, and I'm very excited to share with you guys because let me show you guys. I've already completed all the projects, and I think I even did extra projects in code build. Like for example, the CI/CD project, it is much simplified now, and I also completed it in I also completed it using code build. So I have all the projects here. And I think when we do it this way, maybe we can. So all the projects are here. Um, oh no, what is it? They are here somewhere. So Docker, okay. Oh yeah, so they are here. So the projects are here. Static website. Um, I have the dynamic website here somewhere, but I probably just haven't put it in the folder here. But yeah, so so I have the dynamic Docker. Yeah. So, but I'll make sure they are all done, but I'll make sure it's pretty much organized and ready to go by the time we start. So, and I'll create like probably like a repository where all the project asset will be, where you guys can just use, and I'll just give you guys the link to access it. All right. Do you guys have any other question?
Yeah, I think I got a quick question. Can you
Yes,
hear me?
yes, sir, I can. I can hear you.
Yeah, I think one of the goals that I saw on your handbill is to number one, to get our hands dirty, and secondly, we're talking about interview and stuff, interview questions and stuff like that. Would there be session or period for those kind of scenario interview questions that will be discussed during this training?
Yeah, so that would be after we are done. So so if anyone is working separately and are already on like the part where they are ready for like an interview question and stuff like that, that can be something we can do. It will be something I will have to coordinate with them, just like how the question Mr. Abajide asked, right? It will be something where I'll coordinate with them to answer any questions they have as relates to interview, but it wouldn't be during the um it won't be during when we are completing the project. So whatever project we are working on, I just want the questions to be strictly straight for that project. And it's only for the playback when you guys go back and watch it. Like any other stuff that is not related to project, I will coordinate with you guys to answer those questions. And also when it comes to like interview questions, to be honest, I don't know what type of questions someone will ask you. So if you guys notice, I just gave you guys I posted like some of the interviews I've done, and so you guys can get an idea of one, how I conducted myself, and two, how the dynamics of that interview and the type of questions they ask you. But honestly, an interview is not a is I the way I approach interview is I don't have a specific questions where I've memorized the answer or I planned on how to answer it. I just kind of approach it with my knowledge. And if they ask me a question and I go off what I know. So an interview is more of a conversation. So which is why most of the time I don't push, let's do like a prep interview because I can prep you for something and your interviewer ends up asking you a question that is entirely different. You understand? So I think is, but if someone suddenly has a question for interview, I'll dedicate the time to answer those questions. So for those of you guys that have completed your projects, is this something, is this a session you guys will also, would you work on all these projects with me again? Or you guys will just join just to join, or it's not something you guys are interested in?
Oh no,
Oh, yes, we are
I'm 100% interested.
100% interested.
Okay.
I'm gonna join you.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, for me,
I just
it's more so just observing and just watching along because
Okay.
a
Yeah.
lot of projects I've done them like 3 times already. So, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
I
Okay.
I will just watch along, and if I have questions or anything that needs explaining, then I can always ask.
Okay. Okay.
Mm,
Cool.
yeah.
and uh, and if I may add this, that it will even be lovely, like it will be nice to go through the section, like the projects again together. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I noticed recently there are some changes on AWS, probably of the console, the management console,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
some other additions like some services. And they kind of they've done some revamping of the website. So it's I would just advise that even if we have done it before, it will be an opportunity to do it together in group. I mean, there's that group synergy or energy that will push everybody along and get it done together. So I love that. I will
Yeah.
really be looking forward to that. And also, if I can share my experience and also kind of just galvanize people or encourage people about really doing this, I mean, those projects, you will not know, you cannot tell when the experience, the knowledge, the muscle you're building while doing those projects will be so useful. I got a task recently that was supposed to um, span through about 3 weeks, thereabout ish, but I got it completed within a week, and thanks to one of the projects in AOS Note that to be fair, I have not done it per se, but I'm so familiar with that project. I've answered. I've joined sessions where questions were asked and were answered, and and I've watched the video, but I've not really done hands-on. But I'm pretty. I've done some other projects on AS, so I'm pretty confident. So when this task came, and it's on GitHub Action, to be specific, GitHub Actions. Um, Currently, the task, we're using a GitHub Action that will the build time for that application was taking about 30 minutes. And there was this question of optimizing the workflow, and the GitHub action we were using was the GitHub hosted runner, the
Mm-hmm.
free. So
Mm-hmm.
I suggested, yeah, we can use a self-hosted runner. I haven't seen the project or the VS Code, and they're like, okay, how are you gonna do it? They were, my bosses and colleagues were throwing ideas around. You can use Lambda function to start the EC2 runner and shut it down. Like, no, we are not going through that route. I know a route that Aziz has done, and that will be pretty smooth for us. And we went through that, I mean, using that actions, the self-hosted action that you use in that project. And they
Mm-hmm.
were pretty, with other variations, like in the project you didn't use Spot instance. I use Spot instance because they brought up the issue of cost. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, we're not going to use them on-demand instance. I can use Spot when I worked through the documentation. I'm like, okay, you could use Spot, and I implemented that, and they were really happy,
That's
because
good.
yeah, the application was really compute intensive, and the type of EC2 instance I'm using will cost more if we are to keep it on demand instance. So I suggested using Spot, and it was pretty done, and they were really happy. So that is just one out of many examples I can share to encourage people to do this project again. I've had issues with VPC. I've had issues with route table. I've had issues with Route 53. That projects that I've done on AWS Note, gave me the courage to tackle those issues, to resolve them, and yeah, like I can keep on and keep on sharing my experience, but just to encourage people that doing it over again will build that muscle, and it will be relevant one way or the other.
Yes, thank you. And thank you. And the example you just gave is the same way it works for me at work. The point of doing the projects, which is exactly what Adewale is saying, is that um, you will learn so many different things, which is like basic things about whatever tools we are using, whether it's building a VPC, static website, dynamic website, that at some point in your job, those things will always come in play. It would help you whether you are troubleshooting something or whether a task is assigned to you, because things they're going to assign to you is not going to pass those areas. Like all those basic knowledge of projects you've built here would always help you at work. And I tell you, most of the time I work when they assign something new to me, and most of the time is things that I haven't done before. But what always helps me is the fact that I have a solid foundation of resources that I already know through working on these projects, right? So I just depend on that knowledge and I use it to build other new things after I've done my research. For example, because I've already built so many things in AWS, if I need to work on any service, and that always happen all the time. I can't remember the last service they asked me to work on. What was the glue? They asked me to create a glue job that does this and that, right? I haven't worked with glue before, but because I've built stuff in AWS before, I'm able to follow the AWS documentation. Because in the AWS documentation, right, if AWS is teaching you about glue, the prerequisite to glue may be configure an IAM user with programmatic access. It may be VPC with public subnet or whatever the prerequisite with. They won't walk you through that step in that documentation for glue. They will just write it in the prerequisite, and they may have a link to a different documentation for building those things. But because you already don't understand how to configure an IAM user with programmatic access, giving the IAM user whatever permission you need to give that user, you are able to walk through those prerequisites pretty quick and now continue with the documentation on the glue. So what I'm saying is like, it's just exactly what I said. This project you work on would always come into play at one point or the other throughout your experience. It would always come to play. And that's what I've seen. And it is really a project that is exactly like any real world scenario. At my job, where when I was working on a project where hosting an application, we were hosting an application that our internal users was using. Is like a government tool that they were using. The reference architecture for that project is the same reference architecture that I'm showing you guys now. I didn't get my reference architecture from them. I've always done this project long before, and I got the reference architecture from AWS, but I'm saying that if you already know how to build a multi-tier VPC that has public and private subnets, it is the same type of architecture you will see at work. Trust me, they are not doing anything different. So the project will definitely help you a lot, and it will come into play many times throughout your career. So yeah, thank you, Adewale.
So,
Um,
I'm sorry, this is Chad. I just not too long joined. I joined a little late. So,
okay.
hey, so is this a new core class we're doing here that I'm seeing?
Yeah, so this class is pretty much the same program you guys have. So it's what something new that I want to do where all the projects on AOS Notes, the same one in your program now that you are working through, I would do those projects with you guys live.
Right,
Um,
awesome.
each pro from the first project to the last project. So we'll do all the projects live so that will just give you guys an opportunity to work on those projects, complete those projects, and get as much as you can get out of it. So I also explained that I created this Google form. So when we complete the project, there's like two versions of it. There's like it's free and it's also paid. So the paid one will be for those that are here. And the only difference between the free one and the paid one is um, those that are in the paid will have access to Zoom. So you're able to join with your Zoom link. So if you want to screen share, if you have any troubleshooting questions you want to ask, then I can help you live. The free one would be they'll watch through YouTube live for free, but both paid and free will have access to the same core materials, the same course material. So the code for the application we are going to deploy, any reference script that I'm going to use, everything, everyone will have access to that. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much what I've explained before you got here. And I also said that feel free to share it with anyone that you know wants to build their hands-on skill that may be interested. Also, I also mentioned that it is not for someone that is an absolute beginner. So if you know someone that is trying to learn AWS, and yes, this would be a good opportunity for them, but this session would not be the right session for them to join. So my requirement and prerequisite for anyone before they join this session, I mean this, let's just call it this cohort, is first you have to go and complete the cloud practitioner and the solutions architect course. That is a must. So once you complete it and you have good basic knowledge of AWS, then when we start the next go round of the cohort, then the person can join. So it is not a session, it is not a uh, the program will not be something for an absolute beginner that is because it is more focused on building the hands-on skills. So once we start, we are just going to be building things right away. And I don't want someone, if I say in EC2, let's launch our EC2 or VPC, and someone is asking basic questions like what is an EC2? So that is why I said
Right.
it is not for someone that is an absolute beginner.
You're right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. When does this start?
I'm thinking about starting early November, so the first week of November. So I'm going to post the information in our Slack group with this Google form. So please feel free to share it. Then in this form, there's like response question you gotta answer. So that will, once I get all the responses, I'll coordinate with people. I'll coordinate with everyone, whether it's people that want to watch free or want to join. Then early November, I think I'm just gonna finalize it now. The first week of November, we're just going to start. So I just want to give it some time for the word to get out there and for people, give people time to that are interested to join. So I'll say November, early November.
All right. Thank you. This is awesome. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Um, all right. Does anyone else have any question?
Easy. I don't have question, but I kind of just I feel compelled to want to share this.
Sure.
Okay, so I like some of the projects you made mention about VPC, the three-tier architecture. You will be amazed that there are companies out there that their architecture is not the three-tier. Like they don't. Okay, let me speak to the company I joined. Okay, so they were a bunch of developers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not their forte, it's not their domain to know how to
Mm-hmm.
prepare VPC
Mm-hmm.
or So when I joined and I saw the way, in fact, I asked for the architecture, like the cloud. They said there's nothing to show me, like they don't have. I'll be the one to figure out the way their VPC is laid out, and it's so funny. If not for the hands-on projects I've done to over here, like when I joined them AOS Note, and from AOS Note, we have formed group like study group, project group with other like-minded people from here, and we've done many projects. So it was from there, I built my muscle, to be able to look at VPC from the console, management console, and kind of just trace, okay, the route table, just to have a picture, a mental image of how it is laid out. And I'll tell you that this company, the developers just launched their instances I would say probably public subnets, but protecting them with security groups. You understand what I mean? Like they don't have
Mm-hmm.
that segregation of this is a private subnet, probably through the route table rules. Everything, all their, okay, just to let you know, all their instances have public IP.
Wow.
So it was when I joined, I'm like, what are you guys doing? What is this? They were like, yeah, that's the reason why we brought you. I'm like, okay, we wanted to clean up this mess for us. And I got the confidence to do whatever mess, the cleanup from the project I've done here. Like no capping. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I got the confidence to go look at their security group. They were using one big security group, attaching just one security group to all their
Yeah.
servers. And when I got there, I'm like, what are you guys doing? Have you guys not heard about security group referencing? They're like, what is it talking about? They are looking at me
Oh,
as if I'm
wow.
saying, I'm like, well, at the back of my mind, I'm like, this is what I got from AZ, from AOS note, and just for me to clean up security group, to divide security group, I took, like, I was at liberty to work on that for weeks,
Wow.
just taking my time. Literally, I mean, I'm saying it here that I was doing nothing, but yeah, it's part of the job, cleaning up security group, dividing security group into for different servers, and even production servers. It was kind of scary, but I have that confidence given those projects I've done here. Then I suggested, and also I noticed they were just using one AWS account. I suggested, splitting our workload into, development accounts so that we can have separate account for our development servers. Those are the ideas I got from this, this cohort, this group, and this is just to encourage, folks out there. This company, I joined them, and when the job came out, they even put it on the job description. They were looking for someone who might just have finished a boot camp. Yeah, so there are companies there that are willing to take people who are just coming up from boot camp with hands-on experience,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not a startup company, it's a medium,
Mm-hmm.
it's above
Mm-hmm.
startup. So just to give you a picture of it's not a big company. And I know a friend who joined one of the major courier services in US. When you are listing UPS, it's one of, I don't want to mention it, and they are just moving into cloud. So there are companies, there are opportunities there waiting for people like us who are, who must have mastered the skills through hands-on projects like this. So guys, let's do this project. It is not enough to watch. If you watch it, you're not going to build that muscle. You're not going to build that confidence, to bring down security group and create another one and make sure
Mm-hmm.
the applications are still
Yeah,
working.
I
Yeah.
agree. Thank you so much, Adewale. So Adewale is one of the, let's say, I don't, you guys are like a family and a friend to me. I don't like to use the word students, right? I just feel like whatever, let's say you're just starting out the cloud and you don't have any experience now, it's not because you can't learn it. It's just because that's where you are now. And once you start working on the project, you would build the experience, and you'll be able to pretty much take what you've learned and run away with it. And otherwise, is one of those people that of one of those many people that have had the privilege of working with, that all I had to do is just show them the project, and they'll take pretty much what it is, make it their own, and run away with it and end up doing great thing. I can think of Ahmed is one, Wahab, Mr. Shola. There's so many people that are working and doing good things. I'm also saying I'm also one of those people, because how I've been able to keep my job is through working on this project. And the thing about the project is, when I was putting it together, everything about it is, I always think about security. So I'm not just teaching you we are not just building an application just to build an application and say, oh yeah, look at it, we build an application. You know, one thing that I hated the most that actually kickstart all this thing is when I was learning the first time, the very first um thing they had me build, and it was in Hello World. I hate those Hello World application. Like, I'm just like, someone say, oh, launch an EC2 instance, post this HTML thing here, and access it here, and it says hello world. And I was like, this don't really teach me anything. Like, okay, what if I have my own application code that someone is giving to me at work that a developer wrote? How am I going to host it? Right? So that was really when I started looking for, I need to find a code for an application. Then that's how I found the code. Then I was like, how can I get this code on my EC2 instance? And that's how everything kind of developed. So in working on the projects, what I'm trying to say is, you are not going to be taking shortcuts. So while we are working on the projects and hosting an application, we're also implementing security in it and trying to make sure that any application you build here, I'm telling you, you can take the same reference architecture back to your job. And if there's a need to build something similar, propose it to them and you can use it to build, because everything we're going to be building is going to be secure, even down to when we start storing the credentials for our RDS. Even in the updated one, we'll start using things like secret manager. You know, we would implement things like that, where everything is going to be security based. Security is actually going to be at the forefront of what we are going to build. We are not just going to be building an application just to build it. It has to be secure. So, and otherwise, what you said is not really, but right before you said it, I already know that's where you are going. But that is exactly how it is. When developers are doing stuff at work, right? They just want to build something just to be able to show that whatever they coded, the application works. So when they are doing that, they don't really care about, not that they don't care, they don't really put security at the forefront. So they'll just host a VPC with public subnets, um, allow whatever rule they need to allow on their security group, and just make sure that the application is running, which is why in like in the government space, there is like a separation of like teams. There is like in the government space, if you guys have an opportunity to work there, most of the government projects that I've worked on, the developer is the developer. The security team is the security team. So there is no developer is also security. So there's like different people that will hold you accountable. So for example, on my project now, if we create a security group and we open access to the world, you'll be getting a strong email from the security team immediately. Like, why is this dead? Or if you delete anything in the VPC, you'll be getting an email from them. So there's a separation of the responsibilities. So to hold people accountable. Yes, but Actually, that's very common when developers build something, they don't really think about security. They just want to prove that whatever they are working on works. So, I mean, which I can't really fault them because it's not really their job to. I mean, I would still say when you are building something to consider security at the forefront, but typically they don't. But thank you. It's good that you can take some of your experience there and help them improve. And that's actually one of the best scenarios you guys can go in. A company that's just going to the cloud and everyone there don't know what they are doing, and it just gives you an opportunity to shine and because you've done everything right from the get-go, you can see what they are doing wrong and say, okay, I think we can do a better job by implementing this, by implementing that. I'm saying that what we are doing here can be always be improved on, but it is still a solid foundation to security that if you are running an application using the reference architecture we are using, it will be hard for anyone to break into it and tamper with anything because we are following all the AWS framework to build a secure application. But thank you for that. And I'm always very happy when you join, when Ahmed join, when I wish Wahab would join one day because I know Wahab is off to doing good things now. So it's always good to hear from you guys.
Aziz, can I add on to that?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So me currently as being a developer right now, so I 100% concur with what you said about we just wanted to get the code running because I mean our job usually as devs is just to get the feature running. We don't really go that much into security protocols or whatnot because a lot of times that is not like specified in our JIRAs or whatnot in our tasks. So we just want to get the code running, get the unit tests running just to ensure certain scenarios are being met and also edge cases are being covered as well. So I 100% agree with what you said and the gentleman before you. So at the same time too, like my company, we're going to be migrating to AWS next year. So that's like a big initiative we have coming down the pipeline. So feel all of these will be helpful in as far as being that person with that experience to be able to kind of lead and shine, like just like what you just mentioned. And also just adding to it, I think that scanner, I was able to make a few profit off that scanner, even though it was little, but just to add that caveat to it, I think that scanner is really doing a good job.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah,
you I honestly I haven't traded last week and this week. I
yeah,
literally just entered my first trade yesterday, because the market has been bad for like 2 weeks. So the week before it was what was it? The Fed guy said something, and
yeah.
this week was government shutdown. So the market has been bad. So the fact that you are still able to make profit out of it is good.
Yeah, I did. You know what's I don't know if you paid attention to SMCI.
SMCI, yeah,
And yeah, I was able to make a decent, like just I mean, I used a small capital, just one contract, but I made a decent amount. And it's
good.
funny, I could have made way more because just to give you more details, I bought the option contract for the strike price at 47. I think it was still at 46 something. Then the break even was like 48.59. And so I held it for like I think a good two days or whatnot. Then all of a sudden I just got the alert on Robinhood, you're in the money. I kept
Oh wow.
looking at because it was at like 49 something, but me panicking, just trying to take all my
I know
profits. I
exactly.
sold. So I bought the contract at $1.58. When I sold it, it was $3.15.
Oh wow, good,
So I was
good.
able to pocket like about 159 or 160. But the crazy thing is, the stock pulled back, but later I checked like an hour later, it was at like 50 point something. I was just beating myself up. Then at
No,
the
it's
end of
okay.
the day, it closed at 52. I think it closed at 52.88. I'm like, oh man.
No, it's okay. So
I
you
was
can
so
never
yeah.
feel bad about the ones you miss, even though I always do that. But the best thing to always do is when it goes up like that, always be fine with whatever profit you are making. The first goal is not to lose your capital. And if you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
to
most
make
definitely.
money from any of it is a good thing, right? So
Yeah,
that's the what I'm learning myself because I'm learning now that me trying to time the top of it to get squeeze the most money out of it would end up hurting you than helping you. So it's always good once you are up 20 anywhere 20 to 100%. I mean, it's good
yep.
to start planning your exit strategy. So if you take your profit and it still went up, so be it. You know, you will catch another one. And imagine if you keep catching every trade like that, before you know, you'll be building your account. So it's fine.
Exactly. And also, like you said, with the market even being bad, I made even CLSK. I made money off of that too.
Oh yeah,
So
that one
all
did
of
very well. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like even with the market being bad, I was still able to capitalize. So just wanted to mention that.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm happy about that. So what for those that what he's talking about is just trading. So even speaking on the trading part, you guys know when I started making money as a cloud engineer, part of how I wanted to grow that money is invest it. So when I started investing, right, I wanted to find the best. I found out that I was doing index fund, but the type of money I was making was slow. It was safer, but it was also slower, the profit. So doing some research, I was trying to figure out how people make money. And one of the ways you can make money is doing options trading, right? So even when I started doing options trading, what has allowed me to even be in this position now, where I feel comfortable trading option is even my cloud experience. Because what Lai was talking about is we have in our group, we have a investing channel here, and it's just kind of like a channel where I share my investing ideas with them. So pretty much things I'm doing, I share it here, right? So there is a code that I wrote in Python where I didn't write it. Claude wrote it. I use AI to write it, but the code is based on my notes. So after studying certain patterns about stocks, the different scenarios, I took that note, had a conversation with Claude, and we came up with like a Python code for it. So pretty much the code scans every day, and it helps me. It finds it finds the best possible stocks that we can trade based on how those stocks have moved, and it will just tell you exactly what to buy, right? So for example here, not to go off the tangent,
Oh,
for
no, no
example here,
manipulation.
sorry.
Wow. Okay.
So here, um, let me, did I not put this file in here? I think I put it, but I'm trying to, uh, okay, in my
Just check the
file.
reply. I think the CSV
Okay,
file is in the reply.
yeah,
You know, sorry,
right.
is it like a scanner? Scan the market to give you what you're going to
Yes,
trade, or
yes. So it's a
wow,
scanner
that's
that
great.
scans the
One
market,
thing,
right?
one thing,
And
Aziz.
people just subscribe for that sign. Yeah, that's great.
So, uh, how do I view this thing now? The full thing. I know it's somewhere here. I don't know why it is. Let me just open it on my computer. So every day when I scan it, it would pretty much scan the market, and based on the different scenarios and condition things we are looking for, like if a stock is doing this and that, it will come up with like the best stocks you can buy. So pretty much for options, it tells you what stock to buy, the strike price you should pick, the expiration date you should pick, the price you will pay for that particular contract at that time. And it also gives you some moves the stock has to make for you to break even. And it also gives it a score. So if it gives you a list of like 5 to 10 stocks, sometimes the list might be longer, right? If it gives you the list, it is telling you here the score, how it rates your, which one is the best one you can pick. So for example, the one I scanned yesterday said like SoFi is like the best one out of it, which from even the other indicator we are using, we bought SoFi yesterday morning, not from this kind of, because I have another indicator that I'm using as well. So, and I can tell you guys right now, like these are all good lists, because this came up on our list yesterday, and this one has come down a lot recently, so this has more room to the upside. So the thing about all this is like, it's like a probability of you making money, and if you pick any stock out of here, right? But it's just a way, it's something that helps you make better decision, or even because it tells you everything what you need to buy, right? So if you now take this information and do your own quick research on it, you'll see that it makes options very easy to trade. So for example, now if you buy this and it's giving you 2 weeks, at some point, they always go up where you will see profit in it. And sometimes they even go higher. So I mean that's how we've been doing it, and it's been working. So it's just and again, I'm able to create something like this. Everything is from my cloud experience, because I always tell you guys, when I started, I had zero experience, zero. And when I mean zero, I had no experience with nothing. And everything just stems from, even with when I started trading options, and I'm trying to give myself the best chance to make money from it rather than losing money. It is still my cloud experience that I've been using. So that's what Lai is talking about. Are we done with AWS question? Because I don't want to switch into like stuff just yet. But it's when I also said so with my, which is kind of why I call it mentorship, because I really don't like to even call myself you guys mentor, because I feel like that is like um it's like a big shoe to fill, right? But I'm just like someone like you guys. But when I'm doing it, basically what I'm trying to do is anything that I'm doing that works. I've always been like this from a very young age. This is like at the core of my personality. If you are close to me, and I consider you guys are my friend and family because we interact on a weekly basis, right? So if I'm doing anything that works, I share with you guys. And that's pretty much how this whole investing came about. Because all my look, so I was like, aren't you guys supposed to be doing AWS stuff here? Why are you guys talking about investing? Because we are here to pretty much better ourselves. Um, Part of learning AWS is to have a better life, a secure financial future, right? So in addition to making AWS money, I found an avenue where I can put the money in and even multiply the money. So I started sharing my investment ideas here as well. So that's part of what's going on here. So, but I still always prioritize AWS stuff first, and after that, we'll talk about investing. But this is another thing we are doing that works. And it's something that once you are here, you don't have to pay me for it. You can see the channel is here. Anyone in my Slack can go in there. And every day you will get the CSV file. You can just go there, pick whatever. I'll still say do your own research, right? But at least it gives you a good start. And you can pretty much use that to your own taste. Anyway, Leonard, I know you wanted to speak to me. How are you? Is he still here? You might be muted if you
Aziz, can I have a chat with you as well? I need to share something with you.
right now or after we're done.
Maybe after. I need to speak to you first and then discuss about it later.
Okay, sure. So you want to speak to me now and chat later, or
No, no,
just
no, no. I need to speak to you in private later.
private? Okay, sure. Yeah, once we're done, we can speak.
All right.
All right. Is it Pharaoh? Are you still here? You might be on mute. Go ahead. I see you unmuted yourself, but I can't hear you. I think he's probably rejoining again. Maybe he's having audio issue. All right. Okay, cool. Do you guys have any other question? I'll just wait for Pharaoh to join again.
Oh, sorry, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, let me just thank you first for your contribution. I came across your video on YouTube, and it's quite impressive,
Thank you.
especially the one you did regarding storing your project and everything, and it has really helped me.
Thank you.
I'm not really new into it. I'm not really
Okay,
new into AWS.
cool.
Sometimes I don't miss the class even though, and I try as much as can to get in touch with you. But I'm very happy today when I saw you that you're about to be online, and that's why I decided to get I have the opportunity to at least I can talk to you and ask questions.
Sure.
I'm actually interested in the training, but I just want to know the duration of the training and how possible will it be for one to start applying for a job. I know you've
Uh,
trained a lot of people, and I saw what you've been doing. I've checked some of your videos on YouTube. So how soon will it be for one to start applying for a job?
how soon is
Yeah,
not going to be based on time, but it's going to be based on how ready are you.
individual. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So it's going to be on individual basis. But I get what you're also saying. Like, if you're saying like at the least, how much time should I be looking to dedicate into just working on the project? I'll say 6 months. 6 months and
Okay.
above, right? But within the 6 months, every individual is different. Like you said, you already have somewhat of experience, right?
Yes.
So
And I
you
also have a
can,
question.
sure, go ahead.
The other question is, what's the difference between a cloud engineer, AWS cloud engineer,
Mhm.
and a DevOps engineer?
There's no difference. It's just
There's
an
no difference.
there's no difference. It's just an interchangeable word, right?
Okay.
So a cloud engineer is like maybe I can say it's like the broad term because you are a cloud engineer because think about it, in software development, there is also a DevOps engineer there,
Okay.
right? So DevOps is like the set of tools you use to do your work. So you as a cloud
Okay.
engineer now, you are deploying things in the cloud for your company, right?
Mhm.
The tools you are going to use to deploy those things in an efficient way is DevOps tools.
Then good.
So that's why I said they are interchangeable, right?
All right. Thank you.
So
I
so
understand.
you can be so how I like to say it is like I'm a DevOps engineer specific to the cloud because you can also be a DevOps engineer in like software development. So DevOps tools are just tools you are using to make your deployment to the cloud much efficient. For example, right, you know how we have the AWS, the management console for AWS where you log in and you create stuff.
Mhm.
When a company hires you as a cloud engineer, they are not going to give you access to the management console to go and create stuff. So you're not going to be able to go into their management console and launch an EC2 instance, right? The way you will be allowed to launch an EC2 instance is using a DevOps tools like Terraform, Ansible, or any tools like that. You understand?
Okay. To deploy it.
Yeah. So you will have access to the management console, but it would be to only view resources that are there, but you won't be able to create anything. That's how most companies are set up. So how we create stuff is using DevOps tools like GitHub,
Okay.
Git, AWS CLI, things like that. So when you see the term cloud engineer slash DevOps is interchangeable. It's just you are a cloud engineer because you are deploying resources to the cloud, and the tools
Mhm.
you are using to deploy that, the expected tool they expect you to use to make that cloud deployment is DevOps tools. You understand?
Yeah, I grab
Yeah.
it now. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
So no problem. So yeah, so to answer your previous question, so it will be just based on whenever you feel ready. But the projects in my course are very straightforward. They are not, it's kind of like the same thing you see on YouTube. It's straight to the point. This is what you build from here to there. It's like as simple as 1, 2, 3, right? So every individual is different. So some people might take them days, some people might take them weeks. So, but I'll just always encourage everyone to go at their own pace. Whatever time it takes you is whatever time it take you. The only thing I require that you guys do, I always encourage you guys to do is dedicate every day to it. At least try to do your project every day. You have to be consistent. Don't do a project today and not do it for 3, 4 weeks, then now go back to it. As long as you are dedicating every day to working on your skills and your project, then you will build your knowledge in a decent amount of time. And it could be months, it could be 6 months, it could be a year. It's different for everyone. So, but when you start applying for a job is when you feel ready. Because I was saying is when you guys apply for work, so don't say there is no job, but you are getting interview. So if you are getting interview, that means there is job. How, once you get an opportunity for someone to speak to you, especially you get multiple opportunity for someone to speak to you, and you didn't get any of those, then that is in, the fault is not that there's no job, the fault will be in how you prepared. And how you can prepare for any interview to give yourself the best chance for an interview is in the work you are putting in when you are doing those projects, when no one is watching, when you are just uh, doing all this work behind the scenes. All those things is what translate to the interview. So please, please understand that if you have an opportunity to get an interview, if you have an opportunity to get an interview, that is an opportunity, a potential opportunity to get a job. And whether you get that job or not will be based on what you said in that interview. And what you are going to say in that interview is based on the work you already put in. Does that make sense? So, which is why I said working on the project now that you guys are doing that is the best thing you can do because
Yes.
it will increase your chance when you get the job. So to answer your question, when do you feel ready? You will know when you feel ready. But I said don't put a time on it. Don't say I gotta be ready by next week. Just say I'm gonna do all this project and I'm going to understand everything I need to understand about this project. Then when you've done that, then you are job ready. That's what I'll say. But generally speaking, what time frame can you give yourself? Blanket statement. Don't hold me to it. I'll say 6 months to a year of consistent everyday working, not here and there. Not that I started 6 months ago and I worked on my project 2 weeks here and there. No, 6 months of every day you didn't miss a day. Then you'll be there as well.
Yeah, Aziz, can I add something?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, so to be honest, when it comes to job searching, there are two things involved. There's one thing to know about technical stuff, and there's another thing to know how to talk about what you've done. So a lot of people learning this kind of focus heavily on technical aspect of it, but not necessarily being able to talk in a way that it makes sense to somebody listening, right? Anybody can come and know how to deploy a VPC, write the code, and all this good stuff. But how are you able to convince the person listening to you, like the panel listening in the interview, that hey, I've done this and that, and it's kind of difficult because everybody at that time, this is like that first job or first experience in the cloud, and how they're able to like talk about it in a way that kind of entirely makes sense. So what I encourage to anyone in the field right now, looking for a job, is to start talking about it. Form a team of like-minded people, or in fact, even in this group, talk about these things like as if it's like a second nature, just like you talk about football. For those of us that are football lovers, we can talk about the history of Barcelona as a Barca fan. So you can also talk about these things in a way that if I listen to you, I know you know what you're talking about. Because if you can't convince, because at the end of the day, to be honest with you, you can learn all these things, and the what you are hiring for might be different. But as long as you sound like you know what you're talking about, they'll believe that you can know what you'll be doing if they give you the job offer. So yeah, learn how to talk about it. that's one thing that will also contribute to you getting a job, not just also finishing the project. Talk about it, sound like an engineer as much as you can, and yeah, I think that's with luck and God on your side, you'll get the job as well.
Exactly. Yeah, Ahmed said it the best. Yeah, so that's one of the best perspective. The main thing is to sound like you know what you are talking about. And if you guys listen to some of my interviews that I posted in the group, in your project thing for interview, you'll see that interview is more of a conversation. It is, yeah, sure, every now and then you will get an interview where someone is just asking, what is an EC2? What is an S3? What if I, like, that person don't really know how to interview? Because the same way someone may not have experience, whoever is interviewing you may not have experience to interview, because you understand that when companies want to hire, they will just take the people you are going to be working with on that project, they will use them to interview you. So it doesn't mean the person necessarily have an interview experience, because why are you asking me if I know something that I can look up right now? You understand? Don't ask me what is the command to move a file from one directory to another. I mean, that's probably like a simple thing, right? But you guys understand what I mean. Like, don't ask me the history of something, because that to in my de in my defense, that don't prove your intelligence. If someone is asking you something randomly, that you can go and do a research on, because a lot of the work we do when we start working is research based. You go and do your research. I need to deploy this. Adebayo needs to create a self-hosted runner. He went and did his research. Okay, I've done it before. This is what we did. So a lot of things you'll be doing in the cloud is not something you you are expected to know immediately. But you need to have enough intelligence and enough knowledge and resource to know how do I go from point A to Z. So if I'm interviewing something, that's what I'm looking for. And that's what Ahmed is saying. A good interviewer will be looking at you and trying to get trying to gauge whether you are knowledgeable enough and you know what you are talking about and you are saying it confidently. Not necessarily concerned whether you know a particular topic right now, because they say, okay, if he knows about this and that, is smart enough to be able to pick up some of the things we have. I'm sure it will solve it, right? So that's another thing you guys need to be thinking about. Ahmed really brought up a perfect point. You know, it is when you are working on that project, many times I will recite things that I worked on to myself. Many times I will say to myself, okay, I created a VPC and public subnets. So why do I have the public subnet? Why do I have the private subnet? And I'll just talk to myself to make sure that I really understand it. And I really understand it. And how you are going to be able to have the conversation would come from the deep understanding of what you built, not just that, yeah, you launch an EC2, which is why I'm saying like what we are trying to do is really not for beginners, but it's for people that kind of like a little bit advanced. Like you need to just have a deeper understanding. Like if you, and that's what I've always held people here accountable for. If you've done something, if you create something, I don't care that you did it. I care that you understand why you did it. You understand? So that's really what's going to help you in the interview. So yes, things to keep in mind, guys. It is based on you being able to have a conversation of the things you know, rather than you just going there and just trying to say, an EC2 is a virtual machine, right? Which is why it goes back to my point earlier that I try not to prep you guys for an interview, a particular question for an interview. Just having a general knowledge of your experience in the cloud and things you are confident that you can do. So yeah, thank you, Ahmed.
Aziz, I know we are out of time. I just want to add this. Ahmed took it out of my mouth. Communication, communication. You can build it by what Ahmed suggested, forming a team, or what helped me. Like I have so many groups, like Ahmed said, that I joined, and we trashed the project out. We discussed the AWS and all stuff, project. Then also doing these interviews. Don't be scared. I cannot tell you the number of interviews I have done. Like, I lost count. And some of these interviews I've gotten to the final rounds. They were so crushing, so disappointing when you hear, unfortunately, but you keep going. Those by doing those interviews, you are building confidence, you're removing nerves, because interview is nerve cracking.
It is.
A day to my interview, I won't be able to sleep, I won't be able to eat. But it got to a point that my body adjusted to it. I haven't done so many of them.
Yes, it's true.
Like, as this, I tell you that the one that landed me the job, like there was an interview I did with a very popular federal contractor. If I mention the name, everybody will know the federal contractor. I spoke to them. In fact, I spoke to the project that I spoke to this project we did together on Lambda function for security that will terminate an EC2 instance when SSH port is open to the world. I spoke to that project as if it was something I just did yesterday, and they were blown away. The recruiter came back to me and told me they are giving you the job. It's a junior DevOps role. They were paying 90K then. That was a couple of months ago, like over a year ago. But the recruiter gave me verbal offer, like, yeah, your letter is coming tomorrow, but the letter didn't come for whatever reason. I still don't know, but they told me it was a government decision. They changed whatever the contract they were expecting, they couldn't get it. So what I'm saying in essence is that keep doing those interviews. Like, you will get, it will build your confidence, it will remove nerves, you won't be scared. The one that eventually got me this job, I did it with my daughter. Usually, I won't do my interview with my daughter in the same room where I'm doing my interview. But that day, I was just fed up. I'm like, whatever. It's a conversation. It's a chat. These people are not demons. They are human beings like me. I'm just going to speak to what I've done. And my daughter was even calling my name at the background when I was doing the very first 30-minute call, because most of the times I record my interviews to go listen to them, the way I spoke, and kind of see where I can improve, how I can put panache, sweet talk them. So I like to record my interviews to listen to them. So most of the time I do that. So the whole essence of this is just to tell you that keep doing it. As I said, 6 months, good if you can prepare. But if you start now, it will build your confidence, it will remove nerves, and you will get to that point where you just have just like you're talking to your colleagues or your friends.
Exactly. That's true. Yeah, thank you. And it's true. Like, the more interview you do, the better you get at it. And that's the only way to get rid of being nervous about interview. And the interview is more nothing than I don't get nervous about interview anymore. I was like, okay, I'm going there to have a conversation. Is either going to work or it's not going to work? So there's nothing you can really do more than that. But as long as you prepared, done your own part, then you'll be fine. Yeah, so how I remember one of the first guys I taught to whenever I first started teaching. And I remember specifically, he was so nervous. He was like, do you think I can do the interview? Do you really think I'm good enough? I was like, yes, you are good enough. Like, as I just like told him, just go doing the interview, do it. Then he went to the interview, he did it, and he was getting a lot of interview opportunities then. And today he's even teaching other people. And that's someone that when he started, he was extremely nervous. He used to just even ask me, like, do I even think he can be a cloud engineer? Does he have what it takes? Like, yeah, everybody has what it takes. There's nothing we are doing here. It's like, really, when you think about cloud jobs, it's even much easier now than it was when I started, because now we have Claude and ChatGPT. Literally, there's nothing you're trying to do now that Claude or ChatGPT can give you the step-by-step instruction on how to do it. So it's like 100 times much easier now. So you guys just do what you have to do to get in the job. I'm telling you guys, the hardest part about this whole process is what you guys are doing now. Once you get in, you'll be able to figure yourself out on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, Thank you, Adewale. Yes, how you get rid of the interview is the nervousness of the interview. Is the more interview you do, the better. And also, it also comes with your preparation as well. And one of the reasons why I even said what I said earlier is because one of my cousins that I love him, the one that actually introduced me to AWS, because he's been working in IT in a different department of IT, and he was trying to do cloud. He's been trying to do cloud for maybe 3, 4, 5 years. He gets so many interviews, but he's not getting an offer. And it's only because I know his work ethics, like he wings everything. Even with me trying to teach him, I was like, oh yeah, I already know this. He pretty much brush everything up like he knows it, but he doesn't really know. He knows it, but he doesn't have a deeper understanding of what it is. And when he goes to the interview, a good interviewer will be able to tell that you are winging it, that you don't really know what you are talking about. So I've always said, once you make it to an interview, don't say there's no jobs, because that interview is an opportunity for you to get a job. And how you get that job, win that interview, is based on how you've prepared and what you said during that interview. So yeah, that's that. Does anyone else have any question? I think someone
Yeah,
joined. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Evan.
Okay. Thank you so much, Adewale, for your word of encouragement, and thank you so much to Aziz for all the great job you've been doing as far as putting this together. The other question I want to ask you guys is, especially you, Adewale, like how many years experience do you think by the time we're done with this training, how many years experience can we claim to be able to get an, maybe a call or stuff like that to start from there?
I'll say 4, but I'll let
Okay.
Adewale. Adewale is more
It's
recent
kind of
in.
recent, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll let him speak to that.
Yeah, four is good. Like it's a perfect, and you kind of you might split it into two different how do I say it? I mean, two,
It's
is
a
what I
job
mean. Yeah,
experience.
two years, 4 years.
Mhm.
And it also depends on the job you're applying. The job will tell you, like the one I eventually got, when they were asking for someone who just like they are willing to take someone who just got out from um,
College,
boot camp.
the
No,
boot
no, no,
camp.
boot camp.
Okay.
Yeah, with a practical experience. I'm like, oh, they are not looking for someone who is overly advanced in experience. So your resume is a life thing. You keep editing it. You don't have one that cuts across all jobs. You keep editing it. So but for what we have done here, 4 years, you have 4 years worth of experience on
I agree.
on the projects we have done here. Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
So that's why what he said is perfect. I agree. Yeah, I think you can go get away with 4. You have a lot of experience, and that's why I'm saying experience is just something, a number on the thing. You guys don't think of it as lying, right? And when you will be lying on your resume is if you put Terraform, that you can do Terraform there, and you've actually not worked on Terraform before. That's lying. But if you can absolutely work on something, build something with Terraform in and out, right? And you put 6 years of experience of Terraform there, take it. Because for me, it's not the number of years, but on the resume, you have to put something there. And the argument I'll make with that is, if someone has been, and I've said this before, I used to work with, when I was in the government, you will see much older people, and they they've been there, for 5, 10, 15 years, right? One thing about them is they don't like learning new technology. So if someone has been on that position that you are trying to be their colleague for 15 years and they don't know Terraform, and you are coming in, you don't even have any working experience yet, and you know Terraform in and out. So who has more experience? You get my logic? So that's why I say the number doesn't really matter. What I care about is the fact that you can do something. Oh, give me a second.
Yeah, split it 4 years, 2 years in one, 2 years in the other. Your resume is good. You just need to have, that experience. I mean the years on your resume. It's the knowledge, it's the what you can prove during the interview. Yeah. If you understand, do you understand what I mean?
I got what you said. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Being able
That's
to explain, defend whatever you have written down in your resume. Okay, you did this, and they ask you, okay, how did you do it? And you are able to, talk through it. That will go a long way in convincing the interviewer.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Thank you. Thank.
it will blow your mind that some of the projects we have done here are even more complex than what are obtainable in the workplace, quote and unquote. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, from my experience.
Hello? Yeah, sorry. I had a call. All right. So I think we're at time. Does anyone have any question before we leave?
One other thing, last week, you were supposed to meet someone on Sunday, which I also uh told you that I will be joining, but at 5 p.m. I kind of log on. I didn't see. I don't know
Oh
if you
yeah,
had it,
that's Mr. Emmanuel, but
Mr. Manuel. Yeah.
I don't think I heard anything back, so I
Oh,
assume
okay.
you probably, yeah. So we never met. We
Oh,
never met
okay.
last week.
I tried to log on, but I didn't see no one.
Yeah, we didn't.
Okay.
Oh, I have a question. Sorry, when is this training starting?
It would be in November. Some
November.
first week of November. So I'm going to get the information out. I'm going to get the information out as soon as early as this week. Because like I said, Google Form people have to use to sign up. So based on when I get all the response, so I'll give it a couple of weeks. And once I get all the response, maybe I'll give it like two to three, about 2 weeks for people to share and get as many people as I can get that are interested. Then then after that, I'll finalize like the starting date. But I'll say at the latest will be early November.
Do you have my email address or my contact? I don't know.
Do I have your email address? No, I don't have your email address.
Okay.
Have you signed up for my program before? If you sign up for my program, yes, I will have your email.
I
But if
haven't. I don't think so. Except I have to go back to your website and do that.
yeah, so on my website, so the program is going to be like I what I was explaining is it's going to be either free and paid. So the free one will be you watch on YouTube Live. You still get all the course material, access to everything. The only difference is like you won't be on the Zoom.
So you won't be
So
able to ask question or
yeah, you'll be able to ask questions. They're using the YouTube comments thing, but you won't be
no,
able to
that
ask
would be
questions.
okay, don't worry.
Yeah, so you won't be able to ask live question would be the paid one. And I only made it that way because it's only fair because there are already people that have paid me for it. But I feel like I've been holding the projects too long, and the project is very, very good. It's like this is what I did to get a job. It's for I've taught so many people that have gotten a job with it. So rather than holding on to the project, I want you guys to have access to the project. But in turn of me um taking my time, taking my time out to come do something with you guys, I also want to be compensated for it. I don't want to just be doing it for free. So that's why there's like two different versions of it. But if anyone wants access to the project, YouTube is good enough for you. You feel you can follow along. I'll give you access. You have the full material. So there won't be any difference in material from people that have paid me and people that are watching for free. The only difference is like just having access to my time. That'll be different. That'll be the only difference. So yeah, so on my website, if you are interested, it's not expensive. Trust me, compared to anyone that's going to teach you cloud, I don't like to say, I don't want to say whether I'm good or this and that, but I guarantee you that what you learn here, you won't find it anywhere, for sure, for sure. And also for me, I don't really see it as me teaching you cloud. I'm just see me as someone that has done what you are trying to do. So I'm better, I in a good position to guide you through it. And you can also say here, I share more than just cloud stuff with people that we've pretty much just all been learning together and growing together. So we also, when we have room to talk about other things, we also talk about investing. So it's more than just cloud stuff. So yeah, so if it's something you're interested, is on my site, you feel free to sign up then. Then I'll have your email. Then once all this stuff start, once everything starts, I can coordinate with those that I need to coordinate with. But also where you'll probably find it is in on my LinkedIn page. That's where I'll post this. So I have a AOS Note LinkedIn page, and I also have let me show you. I have a AOS Note LinkedIn page, and I also have, so this is the program on my site if you are interested, and my LinkedIn page is here. Let me go on LinkedIn. So this is my profile. So at least this is my profile. So this week you should be just check it periodically, but this I'm trying to post it this week. So by this week, I'll post the information on how you can sign up and all that stuff. For this whole thing we're about to start. All right. Anyway, guys, does anyone have any last question before I go? All right.
Last question is, are you still meeting Mr. Emmanuel tomorrow?
Mr. Emmanuel wants me to, no, I don't think so. You
When are you
know,
gonna?
I have in this investing channel,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Let me show you. So in this investing channel, can someone please post the Zoom link, the Zoom meeting link here, please, Mr. Henry or Ahmed? Post it. Can you help me post the Zoom meeting link for that trading thing here? So I'm there every day,
Oh,
right?
Okay.
okay.
So
Is
if
it
you
just
want to
on chat
speak,
here?
yes,
Okay.
not the Zoom link for the AWS stuff, but
Yeah, I
for
know
like,
for trading.
yeah. So thank you. So they posted. So I'm there every day. So if you have any question, just join
From
in.
what time to what time are you there?
I'm there 9:30 to 4.
Oh, 9:30 to 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Please,
All
hello,
right.
post it in the chat box. Yeah, you can click it here. Oh,
Yeah. So this will be
good,
for,
thank you.
so
Thank you.
Pharaoh, because you were because you were asked me on YouTube, so that's why I gave you the link. So
I've
but
been trying to get in touch with you even when the training was going on. I sent a message even when the training was going on. Maybe you couldn't read, you didn't
yes,
see it then.
on
So
my,
that
yeah.
was, yeah, that
Yeah,
was your
so
last training. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I really appreciate. Thank you so much for giving me audience.
No problem. So
Yeah.
okay. All right, guys. I would, let me see. I think some people were okay. Thank you, Dylan. And thank you, Mr. Aaron. So all right. I'll make sure I finalize all this form thing this weekend or latest Monday, and I'll post it latest early next week. So that way, that way you guys can share with who you want to share with that wants to build their hands-on skill. Then we would I think once I give you the form like two weeks, I'll give it like 2 weeks. I don't even have to wait till the end of the month. 2 weeks out, then I'll finalize the date. Maybe we'll start late late this month, but latest is going to be November, early November. And most likely it's just going to be Saturday during this time. So yes, Eli. So yeah. So it's most likely going to be on Saturday this time. Then we'll just because I feel like that's the time that will work best for everyone. And even if we have to stay here longer, but I try not to do anything at the most 4 hours. Even the 4 hours is probably too long, but maybe like two to 3 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours. Then maybe the rest of the time can be just discussing, and answering question. Yeah, I always figure like people lose focus after. So if you've been doing stuff for 4 hours, which I understand, so I won't do anything more than 4 hours every Saturday, and I think that's more than enough time to get through each of the projects. So we should be fine. All right.
What time is the Zoom time for the investment program?
I'm there every day,
Okay.
on weekdays 9:30 to 4.
Okay, 9:30. Thank you.
Mhm. All right. All right. Thank you guys. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys.
Hello, Aziz. Don't forget, get a
Yeah,
chat.
Alex, I'll probably just call you. It's not something I need to share my screen, right? Or say anything like that.
Yeah, I need to share my screen with you. I just need to show you something quickly, if you don't mind.
Okay. Is it something you can do on Slack? Or you know what? I'll stay here, because
Yeah.
okay, I'll stay here. It's fine. But I have to speak to Mr. Emmanuel first, then
Yeah, that's fine. That's
I'll let
fine.
you know once I'm done.
All
Yeah.
right, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you guys. Bye. Mr.
As
Emmanuel, are you
is.
still here?
I'm here.
Okay, so once I end the call, you can rejoin again.
Okay.
And someone else was calling my name. Did someone else called me? Okay. So Mr. Emmanuel, once I end, you can rejoin. Then Alex, once I'm done, I'll let you know. Okay. Bye everyone.